so that they can remember
Oh, dig it.
who the hell you. Oh man, that's my favorite tune. Shit. So just bear with me for a couple minutes. So we got Eddie Bayard on the line, family, and once again, y'all. I mean, y'all gonna hopefully y'all can catch back up and y'all see that it was cut off. But we're gonna have an excellent interview. But before we go, I want to give y'all a sample of some of his work. This is only one piece out of many that this brother has done. One of the things that I really like to talk about is a shot of mastery. And one of the things we try to bring to you on Gye-Nyame Journey is masters. And for me, you know what I'm saying, because this brother is very humble. This is somebody who has taken the time to master his craft. So I want y'all to hear some of the stuff he's doing, especially now this joint right here is special to me because this is one of the hip hop jazz inspired, because Eddie is a big hip hop dude, but he's a jazz musician. So we're gonna have a powerful conversation tonight. So what I want to share with y'all right now is his piece. Hold on. I'm gonna have to kill the mic because we're gonna be interviewing Eddie. So give me a second. Now we're about to play Black from the album Black Airbenders. We're going to play the song with Sean because I definitely want to get into this song. But if you don't mind, give me a couple of seconds, Eddie, and I'm gonna play your tune. Is that cool?
Yeah, you good, bro. Yes,
All
sir.
right, cool. Let's get it. sitting on the line with who I would call the master. One of the brothers that who has honed their craft and mastered their craft and is able to share it with the world. So I want to introduce y'all all to Brother Eddie Bayard. So I've been talking to y'all about having them on the air and having a conversation with them because every time I sit down and I talk with Eddie is able to not only talk to me about music but interlace it with life and his personal experiences, but also one of the most important pieces to me is that he's able to integrate everything that he's talking about into hip hop and to let us know how important it is. So, Brother Eddie, could you give people a little bit of your background as far as music?
Oh, yeah. My name is Eddie Bayard, saxophonist. I was born in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, 1973. Like 2 months after the birth of hip-hop or whatever. And, yeah, man, I started playing probably like when I was around 6. I was an avid listener though, of jazz. Probably like when I started around 3. My father was a jazz trumpet player. He played with Dizzy Gillespie. And so, he had all the records around the house. So I grew up, listening to Lester Young, Coleman Hawkins, Duke Ellington, Count Basie. In fact, it's funny. One of the records that I used to love, this got re-released on an MP3 a couple months back. Norman Connor's Darker Light. I remember that record in particular because I used to steal it. That was the first record I stole from my dad's collection. I picked up to my room, and I listened to that record for 5-6 hours when I was like 5 years old.
What?
Like 5 or 6. Yeah. I was. You know why? Because it had singing on there, and I was like I was really into Star Trek when I was a kid, and the music just reminded me of that for some weird reason. So I remember stealing that record in particular, that and Marvin Gaye's What's Going On.
Right.
I would take those records and I would listen obsessively to it for like hours. And probably like around 6 or 7, I started playing piano, and I did that until I saw a little toy saxophone, and I was like really enthralled with it. And so my dad saw that and got me a saxophone, and there was a great saxophonist, John Brown. A lot of people don't know who he is. But he played in Dizzy's band. He was like a Charlie Parker disciple. So he, started helping me out, with the mechanics of the instrument and stuff like that.
Man.
And teaching me how to practice.
So you was around old jazz heads.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right, so, because, that kind of kills, because I was going to ask, man, like, out of all the music, you know what I'm saying, why jazz? Did you immediately start learning jazz and start putting the chords together, or did you have to go through a more traditional route to start getting it, or because your father was a jazz saxophone player, you just immediately start learning jazz?
Well, my dad, he was a trumpet player.
Right.
But it was just in the house. So, I just knew who Lester Young was because he would tell me, this is, Lester, this is his sound, this is Coleman Hawkins, this is his sound, this is Johnny Hodges, this is what he sounds like. So I kind of knew I had I think from listening so intensely, even to the stuff that I like personally, just listening to that stuff intensely as I did, I kind of already had an idea of shaping the sound. So when I got to the saxophone, maybe intuitively, I already knew what the instrument was supposed to sound like.
Ah, and because you had that piano beat.
And I think it was from that. I think.
No, I say, and with being able to play the piano already, you kind of knew how to find the notes and stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, John Brown, he helped me with that, as far as the mechanics. But the piano kind of helped me with melodies. I would sit there, learn melodies, learn chords, and, stuff like that at that period. I think I stayed with piano maybe two years, seriously. Dealing with the piano for like 2 years, because it was a time period, man. You gotta think it was like the 70s,
right?
So you remember, like, all the black folks, we had pianos even when nobody played. There was always a piano in the house,
right? For a certain time, we had organs in my crib, so
yeah, because you become the entertainment when people come over the house,
right?
You know what I mean? So I remember, I was glad I caught that, man, because I can remember, like, my dad's side of the family, we all lived in close proximity of each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think my dad's sister, this is a funny story, man. I think my dad's sister was real close with Johnny Hodges. I'll just say it like that.
Mm-hmm. All right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because, like, every time I would come over the house to play, or they come over the house, she'd be like, play me some Johnny Hodges. He's my favorite, like, saxophone player. So that was great, man, because I actually started learning, like, his solos.
Right.
I remember that. For her.
Right.
Because he was like, play me some Johnny Hodges. And I asked my dad, I said, man, why she like Johnny Hodges so much? Yeah, when Johnny Hodges used to come to town, they hang out. So, I was like, oh, gotcha. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but then it was good in that sense, man, because, like, I was talking to a friend the other day because how, like, the hip hop dudes,
right,
is going around now saying what's the top 10, rappers, or, the top 10 list of your favorite 5, and I was watching, what was that movie, The Art of Rap?
Right.
And you remember how cats, it just made me think, it'll put all that stuff in perspective. Like, they were talking to a lot of the rappers, a lot of the modern rappers, and everybody would say Rakim.
Right.
Or, that would always be in the list, those names. But then they went to cats like Dougie Fresh, Slick Rick and all them dudes. And they were talking about, like, Melly Mel, Kumo D. You know what I mean?
Right.
The source.
The source.
The things that got it all started.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because mostly saxophone players, when they think about, and I don't think about it in those terms, but, we always have standout cats or whatever. But, everybody says Charlie Parker. And, they start with bebop. You know what I mean? But Charlie Parker was checking out Johnny Hodges, Lester Young, and Coleman Hawkins. Those cats are like Melly Mel. They're the source.
Right.
The beginning.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was glad, like, for my aunt doing that, just that little thing, I was learning the source.
Right.
Of where it came from.
And so you was able to...
because that's who trained and all those kind of cats was checking out. They were checking out Johnny Hodges. They were checking out, Ben Weston, Lester Young, Coleman Hawkins. you know. So if I had to put like a top 10 list together, which I wouldn't, you know, I definitely am going to say like, you know, Coleman Hawkins and Lester Young. That's just the source of the school of thought. No matter how far it goes, wherever, you know, those are the cats.
Okay, so I'm gonna check them out. So y'all got a
list. So it's like the old tradition.
Right. And from the old tradition, you were able to build so you was able to take your musicianship, I guess that's how you would say it, in a different direction because you was dealing with the source rather than dealing with copies of a copy. So you was able to go back to where they originally came up with their stuff. So now, for those people out there that might not know, can you sum up what jazz is? I know that's a hard, you know what I'm saying? You know, because I want to get into the importance of music to the culture, but like, what makes jazz its own thing?
I would say black ingenuity, black expression, black ingenuity, meaning the improvisation, which is to me the core of what we had to deal with as black people since we got to this land. You know what I mean? Like improvisation, like to create from nothing, the magic of it. I mean, like really, like when you go back, that's why, like going even back to Coleman Hawkins, right?
Right.
Before the tenor saxophone was made, but no one really knew what to do with it. It was used in marches, like, it was made in France, of course, but it was used for like marching. You know what I mean?
Right.
It never really had a definite sound. It was kind of like a bastard child. You know what I mean? And what was interesting about Coleman Hawkins was a violin player. Right?
Right.
So when you listen to Coleman Hawkins, what he did is he took the tenor saxophone and the sound that he heard from the violin, he put that sound to the tenor. So if you like go and listen to Body and Soul, that's what popular one. His vibrato, blah, 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 blah,
right,
sounds like a violin. So he put the blueprint to the sound of the instrument. He gave the blueprint to what the tenor sounds like. Is that, you know what I mean? So to me, just that thought process alone of what he did conceptually, that's black ingenuity. That's what I mean by black ingenuity. You know what I mean?
Right.
What Charlie Parker did, black ingenuity, improvisation. They had to change the keyboard on the saxophone after Charlie Parker played it.
I mean, literally?
Yeah, they had to change the keyboard. They had the, the older horns were made, when I say the keyboard, which you put your fingers on, it was made a certain way. But when Bird, his technique was so, it was natural, man. It was just what he was doing. The technique was so immaculately clean and precise, man. That it started changing, the modern horns after him, they had to change the keyboard so cats wanted to play like that.
Wow.
Give it like an easier way to play.
So now, let me be clear that I'm hearing what you're saying. Charlie Parker was so cold on the saxophone that in order for modern players to play as good as he did, they had to adjust the keyboard. Because obviously he was playing on the old keyboard. So in order for modern players to sound as good as him, they had to change.
Yeah, post Charlie Parker. Yeah, post Charlie Parker. Anything post after him.
Is it known as that?
Change the keyboard.
Is that shit? Is it known like that? Is it known like that for musicians and saxophone player post Charlie Parker?
Oh, about his technique? Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Damn.
Now, I mean, you know, this is things I've heard through the grapevine.
Right, because
it was changed after.
So you are.
I mean, his technique, the way his technique was beyond. You know, it was crazy.
So I mean, because now, so you kind of went into because I know it's the define the jazz piece is kind of hard to describe or to define, but you know, I'm satisfied. If anybody out there got any questions, send in the questions. I got y'all, right? Because we sitting up here, we talking about one of the peoples that is a cultural carrier. And he might not say, but he's a master. So oftentimes when I see him online doing stuff, I'm like, boom, shot of mastery. You know, hashtag shot of mastery. Now,
I'm still working on that, brother.
Oh yeah. I mean, I believe in giving flowers before you go. Why should black folks really? Why should we listen to jazz? Because right now, I'm not.
I mean,
go ahead.
It's our heritage, man. I'll be very specific and blunt and honest. I only listen to jazz up to a specific period. I listen to some, but for the most part, only up to a specific period. Up to the 70s, really. Where it's like intense. Like where the listening is intense. After that, it got corporate. In the 80s, it got corporate. It was different. I think the issues became brown, and then it got culturally reappropriated, probably in full effect by 2000.
Wow.
So
jazz is we basically gave it away, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I don't know if we gave it. I mean, I think it kind of worked hand in hand. I don't like from the historical standpoint. I think jazz morphed. I think like by the 70s, everything morphed together. You know, like soul music. There was a period that I think the establishment was really careful of. The fire music period. Mm-hmm. That probably happened after Coltrane's death. So I want to say that was like the late 60s, going into the 70s. That's where, you know, I think the fire music period, everything, by that point, everything started merging together. Like all these black expressions merged together, and it became this one thing. You know what I mean? And that's where you get like the last poets,
right?
Gil Scott-Heron, all that stuff. They come from that source, that energy source. But I think when disco came along,
disco killed a lot of shit.
Wiped a lot of stuff out. But at the same time, that energy that we're talking about from the timeline of jazz up to that point, I think the energy shifted into hip hop.
Okay. Now, all right. So let's go back.
You understand what I'm saying?
Well, you know, I ain't a musician. I don't understand. I'm gonna act like I understand and be like, yeah, I hear it. But let's go back a little bit. Now, because you said you stopped, like a lot of jazz after the 70s, you don't listen to no more. And that's the kind, I do that too, even though I'm struggling with understanding what I'm listening to, but I'm listening for the story. I'm a storyteller. I love stories. So certain things where you can follow the music and you can hear the story. Like the first thing that really got me really listening to jazz was like the story of a love supreme. Because I could hear what the fuck was going on. You know what I'm saying? And I fell in love.
Well, all right, now I'll say from that standpoint, what you're hearing is the blues. Because blues is storytelling.
Right.
You dig?
Yes.
So the rhythm is the flow of it. The rhythm is how it moves. The blues is what gives you your narrative. And to me, that's what makes it black. So some people will say that jazz is a mix of Eurocentric and Afrocentric mixed together.
Right.
From New Orleans, which, that's where the music started, but I don't believe that.
I don't either.
I've never subscribed to that.
Now, because that goes, that goes, well, hold on. That goes a little bit with like hip hop starting in New York for me. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's like,
will you say what now?
See, because what you're saying, because a lot of people say jazz started in New Orleans and shit like that. For me, that's like people trying to have a discussion with me about hip hop starting in New York. No, it got popular in New York because I could prove that it wasn't just, it might have been happening in New York, but it wasn't just happening. That vibe, that universal, that energy that was reaching out to us and reaching through us was not just happening in one locale. For me, because like I said, I mean, because like for example, Last Poets were some of the first. Some people it's a little bit different, but it's still the rap motif. Now, one of those artists, that's on that album, if not more, was from the Midwest, was from my neighborhood.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So when hip hop was popping off and they was listening to the Last Poets, they was listening to pieces of the Midwest. You understand what I'm saying? Stuff from the Midwest because as a matter of fact, my uncle I call him my uncle, who is a Last Poet, wrote Niggas Are Scared of Revolution about a riot that happened in Akron, Ohio.
Wow, that was about that.
Oh yeah. I mean, and like I said, just like I'm talking to you, I mean, you probably talk to him when he come through Columbus too. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, so it's like when people be like, oh, it's New York and blah blah blah. I hear you, but then again, you done lost me because you one of those that don't understand the universality of this music. You know what I'm saying? Of what we got.
For sure. And maybe we can say it was crystallized.
Right. I could go for that.
It started refining itself in that location. You know what I mean? I'll take that. That's. You know what? I didn't even think about that, bro. That's a good point. That's a good point. Very good point, man.
So now let me take you back a little bit. Well, you're gonna take me back a little bit. So we got jazz. What was bebop? Because that's where Charlie Parker kind of blew up with Dizzy Gillespie. You know what I'm saying? And people discovered him. So what was the difference, if there was any difference, between jazz and bebop?
There's a big difference. It was, like I said, the music, that music was more technically, I hate to use that word, but it was more, the tempo was quicker, The tempos were quicker in execution, but also it was a political statement about that too, and that was we're not catering to people anymore. We're going to show the intelligence of Black people. So the emphasis, like the emphasis on swing music, to me, like Duke Ellington, Louis Armstrong, and all those cats were great improvisers and great. I mean, they were great. Like I said, they're still the source,
right?
But I think the emphasis with a lot of that music was to make people dance.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, there was still some great stuff going on, but then, the solos maybe, four bars or whatever, little sax solo come up, It was about, having fun and people dancing, doing the jitterbug and stuff like that.
Right.
When bebop came along, man, bebop was more focused on the internet.
Sit down and listen.
Yeah, you sit down and listen. But they danced to it too.
They danced to bebop?
There were some people some people danced to it, yeah. Oh, I remember my uncle was telling me that. Oh, a lot of people danced to it, but that wasn't the emphasis. You couldn't dance to it. I don't want to say you couldn't dance to it, but it was a little different. You know what I mean? I don't know how popular it caught on. But there were some people that did dance to it.
Well, it was popular enough.
But it was definitely more of an intellect kind of thing.
And Natasha Ote asks, wasn't bebop considered a subcategory of jazz? But
yeah, you could consider it a subcategory.
But did in the sense
I don't even look at categories, but you can look at it as a subcategory.
Because but to say a sub would be below, because in a sense bebop at least
that's why I like
at least bebop
is an extension.
Right, extension, but then also it became in a sense the hallmark of what jazz was considered. Because nowadays, if you buy a jazz album, you're not like in the old days thinking about dancing to it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, it was. All right, you know how I look at it? Like if I was looking at hip hop, right?
Right.
And I was looking at like Melly Mel, and I was looking at Curtis Blow or something like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like them kind of groups. The rhyming was great, but it was kind of, I don't want to say a basic, I don't want to use those words or terms, but it was more, it wasn't as advanced as like what Rakim did.
For their time it was.
You understand what I'm saying?
But Rakim was, for their time, it was advanced.
For their time, it was very advanced.
But Rakim had them to jump off.
Exactly. So that's, to me, he would be like bebop.
Okay.
Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where they're trying to put double words together and rhyming double words, double entendres and stuff like that. How you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
Where it wasn't so linear. Whereas, to me, you can look at the swing cats the same way. And not to say that those cats weren't great. They were great. And sometimes I go back and listen now, and I see even how more advanced that stuff was. For their time. Like you said, the time. So bebop is just an extension of time.
Okay.
For me.
Okay. So,
and then you get into hard bop.
Hard
bop.
Go ahead.
To me, hard bop was more bringing back a dance sensibility to it.
So can you give us?
That's where like R&B started mixing in with the bebop.
All right, can you give us?
I think people got more to it.
Can you give us an example of a hard bop artist or a hard bop album that we can listen to?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I would say Hard Silver.
Ah, okay.
He's a queen to me. You know, I could give you plenty of examples because actually hard bop's that's probably my favorite genre in jazz.
Okay.
Hard Silver, Stanley Turrentine, I mean, of course, Art Blakey in the jazz and that's
Dang, Greg. Wait, hold on. Greg Arnold said right when you said Art Blakey, it popped on the screen. He said Art Blakey.
That work.
All right, so now, because we got a mixture right now of young people and old people listening. So now what I want to do is I want to play a game that you taught me. So I'm going to say a hip-hop artist, and I want you to give me the jazz equivalent. Can we do that?
Ooh. Okay, yeah, we can do that.
All right, here we go. So you already mentioned this one, Rakim.
Mm-hmm. Charlie Parker.
Charlie Parker? Rakim. He said Rakim is the Charlie Parker.
And which was interesting, what was interesting for me about Rakim is I know I was watching something where he studied train. Like, he studied the sheets of sound of train, which was interesting.
And
that's how he was lumping all those words in together.
And he played the trumpet. He played the trumpet. Nah.
And he played saxophone.
He played sax? Oh.
Yep, he played sax. So he was in the train. Yep.
All right, cool. So let's.
But I would definitely, I would say he is Charlie Parker. I would say Kumo D is the Lester Young.
Whoa.
Because Lester Young was playing very advanced in the swing period. He would be, he was playing avant-garde in that period. But that's what Charlie Parker was checking out. And I know for a fact, I'm pretty sure that Rakim comes from Kumo D ilk.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a mix of both, but it's definitely coming from the Kumo D ilk. So I would say Kumo D was like Lester Young was for saxophone player.
Okay. So now let's take it. Let's take it one generation down from Rakim. Let's say Nas.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Nas, to me, oh man, Nas is like a Pharoah Sanders.
Ooh. Whoa, okay. Okay. He said Pharoah Sanders. All right, now, here we go.
Because Nas is kind of very spiritual sounding to me.
Okay. So, how about going back up to Rakim's age? How about KRS-One?
If I had to give any rapper comparisons to Coltrane, I would give it to KRS-One. Yeah, to me, in my book, he's between him and Chuck D, man. But in my book, because I think KRS-One operates more from the spiritual. I'm not saying that Chuck D doesn't, you know. To me, it's always see Coltrane, and it's that ethic that I think KRS-One has. I think KRS-One's a Coltrane of hip hop.
All right, so you get ready for this one, because I got to ask. Because I asked you, I'm going to see if you're going to give me the same answer. But you did a song. Right. We listened to the song at the beginning. It's called Rashawn. And I'm assuming, because I already asked you already, but I'm assuming this is about Rashawn Rolling Curve.
Oh, yes, sir.
All right, cool. So, because we're going to go into that. But if you had to pick a rapper for Rashawn Roland Kirk, who would it be?
Man, you picked a hard one, bro.
You already answered it for me. You might have forgot, but I ain't never forgot that one because I ain't never been able to listen to Rashawn Roland Kirk the same ever since you told me when I asked you, because you was walking down High Street and we was talking and Shaka told me about what you did and I asked you, and you want me to tell you who you told me it was?
Who was it? I can't remember.
You told me Old Dirty Bastard.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely ODB. Definitely ODB. Because man, ODB is a beast, but he's like misunderstood. Like to me, in my opinion, like ODB is kind of misunderstood. Like cats ain't caught up to him. You know? Cats ain't caught up to ODB. It's the same thing with Rashawn. Like, cats just ain't caught up to that.
And
you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
see, because with cats like yourself, Rashawn Roland Kirk, I can't right now. I can't think of. I can't, and I know it's gonna sound strange. I can't think of my name. My brother's name. My elders and my uncle's name in Last Porch, Storm 9000. I mean, Roger Troutman. The Midwest produces a lot of power players.
Oh man, this cat's here, dude. This cat's in the Midwest that. There was a dude named, you remember the record I sent you, Donald Byrd?
Yes. I was just talking to somebody about him today. With the saxophone player on that record. His dad was Alan Barnes. His dad was Detroit cat. So, I can't remember his dad's name, but he was a hell of a tennis player. And he was a barber. And everybody used to talk about this dude. You know what I mean? And Coltrane had to hear this cat. So the story was Coltrane came to the barbershop to get his hair cut by this dude. It was like, he was playing with Miles, and he told this cat to, like, come down and play. And, man, the story, man, this cat was killing. Like a monster. Like, Coltrane was, like, really digging this dude. Like, wanted him to come to New York, and, he had a family life. I mean, the Midwest, man, there was a cat named Bobby Miller, tennis player from Dayton, Ohio. Him and Rashawn used to, play together a lot. He was a beast. I got records. I got bootlegs, and he was supposed to join McCoy Tyner. And he was, had a heroin problem, and I think the girl that he was with gave him bad fix, like acid or something, filthy. But Bobby Miller, the world missed out. I'll give you a tape of this guy. It'll blow you away now. But then you got, like I said, you got Rashawn Roland Kirk. But you got to remember also the Midwest Detroit produced because of Yusef Lateef. That's another cat a lot of cats don't, talk about. And Yusef Lateef, because of him, you get Gary Harris, you had Joe Henderson come out of Lima, Ohio, who's a master, master of the master. There's so many, the tenor saxophone legacy, there's a sound, there's a Midwest sound. Like you have
like you have the Texas sound, the Texas tenors.
Mm-hmm.
That would be your cats like David Fathead Newman that played with Ray Charles. You know, Wilton Felter, Booker Irving. You know, you have the New York sound, of course, the Midwest sound. Man, the Midwest sound is scary, bro. Especially like Chicago. Oh my God, the Midwest tenor tradition here. This may be the pinnacle of it. But there's definitely a Midwest sound.
Oh man, I mean, think about how the Midwest has driven hip hop. Hell, the whole West Coast was built up on the Midwest sound. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
oh, for real, the funk, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Baby.
So I'm just, you know, that's what I mean when people be like, oh, it originated. Well, you really have to do your research before you start just jumping out and trying to claim shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, even in hip hop, like I be telling Spirit, I tell all my brothers in Spirit, they fucked up hip hop for me because it was hard for me to go anywhere and listen to live groups if they were not putting out that energy and doing what Spirit was doing here, what Spirit and Storm was putting together here. Now, also,
powerful stuff, boy.
Oh man, African drums between Allende and Tony West. You know what I'm saying? It's like we travel around with it's like a low self-esteem, not even realizing how or what we have. But everybody else do.
Well, I tell you, even a lot of the stuff that you're hearing today, like even the stuff that I'm hearing today in jazz, not in jazz, I can tell you some stories, man. I ain't gonna mention no names, but you know, a lot of this the whole Jay Dilla thing being added to jazz and all this, man, that was coming from the Midwest.
Oh yeah.
And I got proof of that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, there's a lot of cats.
Oh, another cat.
You know, unfortunately, a lot of them have to leave, but, you know,
right. See, because
it's a lot of cats.
What New York and those other places provide is a larger platform for you to launch. Yeah. Like, for example, you mentioned Jay Dilla.
For sure.
I mean, but I'm going to say, like, for example, I didn't even, and this is when it first started hitting me. I used to go to a camp, and I had one brother at the camp that was older than me. So he we was talking one day. He said, "You from Columbus?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Man, you know J. Ross?" I say, "J. Ross? Yeah, I know J. Ross. But the question is, nigga, how you know J. Ross?" He say, "Yo, dude, listen, I want his autograph." What? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's like...
Oh, bro, you want to hear a funny thing?
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. So, when I would go back to my old record store, right?
Right.
There was a record store, cat named Mr. Mike. Used to have all the hip hop stuff. He used to get my jazz stuff for me. That's where I would do my record shopping at. And I remember I went back. I played it on the first Liquid Crystal and we working on the fourth one, getting ready to come out. But so I took the first one over there. You know, I had the vinyl, and I gave it to him. This is a gift, as you know, kind of like a thank you for all the years you know, get my records and stuff. And he was like, "Oh my God, you play with the Liquid Crystal?" It was crazy, like you know what I mean? Like Liquid Crystal is like huge on the East Coast. Man. I didn't even know how huge it was.
See, and it's like we live in a bubble. For example, I did a documentary here what actually was filmed about me. Nobody in Ohio or in this area knew about it. I go to the East Coast and I'm sitting somewhere talking with people. I know you. I know you. And then one just say, that's the goddamn documentary about rites of passage. I go to the East Coast. I go to the West Coast. People see, and it's like in here, we're insulated from the shit that we do and how it affects. So we lose credit for a lot of stuff. But because I don't want to hold you too much longer, I got a couple of questions.
No, you good.
All right, cool. I want to get into Rashawn, but also I got a question from one of the brothers. Brother Kwame asks, has brother ever taken a non-jazz song and played it in various genres of jazz, just out to hear how it sounded? I mean, like, for example, I guess he asked, have you ever experimented with some of the popular songs and did it in jazz?
Oh yeah, all the time. I love doing that kind of stuff.
All right. So Kwame, I got your question out. He also say a prophet is least respected among his or her own. He also say Donald Byrd taught at Oberlin when I attended and taught us jazz through the various struggles that we experienced there. A true master instructor.
Oh, for sure. Oh, wow. He was one. Where was he at? Howard?
No, he was at Oberlin. He said Donald Byrd taught at Oberlin for 2 years at least.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, right.
What I wanted to ask was, what inspired you to do Rashawn?
I got to give you the extended version because there's an extended version. That's cool.
Go ahead.
I'll make sure I give that to you.
Is it? Wait, stop. Wait.
I heard the beat.
Wait, hold on. Why y'all ain't give me the extended version in the first place, man? I was on y'all for damn near a year to get the goddamn album, and you telling me there's an extended version?
Yeah, man. I mean, he wanted to put out a sort of version of it. And we both agreed, but there's an extended version. I'll make sure I get that to you.
All right, please, man. But go ahead.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I heard the beat, like Storm sent it to me, and we will, bounce. I mean, we're gonna work on an EP.
Cool.
So I'm gonna put 7 songs out with Storm. We're working on that now. But I just wanted to test some stuff. He sent me a beat, and I heard it, and I was thinking about Rashawn that day when I heard it. It inspired me, so I just wrote to it, and you have Rashawn.
Okay.
Because I always like to pay homage to the forefathers.
Oh yeah.
No matter what I do.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Every album that I do, I have to at least pay some kind of homage.
All right. So you know somebody I went to college with, and you play with him often, and he has a big birthday bash around Christmas. I just want to know if there's going to be another one this year, because last year y'all had I think Perez with it, and you was up on stage jamming, and I just want to know if y'all gonna have another bash this year, because I'm going to try to be in the place.
I got you. I might. I'm not sure. I'll let you know. I definitely, man. I'm on tour right now with Mark, so we're like.
So are you doing the African, the 400 year?
Yeah.
All right, can you tell the people a little bit about that?
We're kind of like in the leg. Oh, yeah. Mark Lomax, for those who don't know, is a jazz drummer, innovative jazz drummer, one of my friends. He put a 12-album epic out. I want to say, when did he put it out? January?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I wouldn't say last year around January. Yeah, so it was 12, it's like 8.5 hours worth of music. So we played on, the quartet played on maybe 4 or 5 of the project, and then me and him duo, maybe 2, and then trio, maybe 1. And then he wrote a string quartet, I think a drum piece, and an orchestra for the other 2. Yeah, I think it rolls in that rotation. That's a lot of music. But
a lot of music.
Yeah, so we've been touring that since September.
And because like Miss Navita had a birthday party the night of I think when it came out around
probably the release. Yeah, right. It was the night of the release. Yep, exactly.
They sold out the Martin Luther King Center, and he been traveling. Y'all been literally, because we brought y'all to the Malcolm X Festival, and well, you had to go play with Perez that day, but y'all been regularly touring for a while now.
Yeah, I mean, with this piece, we're probably completing we got 2 more to complete the leg of the tour for this year. You know, we're back out in January through March.
Man.
The next leg of the tour. So, yeah, I mean, it was a very powerful piece, man. You know, Mark put it together. You know, brilliant cat, man. You know, I've been blessed to play, you know, Perez with it. So, going between Perez, Mark, and what I'm doing in a couple other projects, you know, I'm blessed, man, to play with a lot of brilliant musical minds and stuff like that. So that's really cool.
We have a brother that calls in.
You got some CD projects.
We got a brother that calls in on a regular basis. Actually, because I had to put his mic on silence when you called in, because he was Brother Shaka. You do a little bit of stuff with Shaka as well.
Yes, sir. I just did 3 joints with Shaka, I think 3 or 4. We did some, they turned out pretty hip, too.
Oh, yeah, he brought some. He brought some.
Tell him to send me the final product.
Because he was talking to me. He said, man, I want you to listen to this. I said, man, that sound like Eddie on the sax. I said, yeah, that is Eddie. I said, you ain't tell me you was.
Yeah.
I said, oh, okay. So, but
yeah, man.
So when can we expect this Black Airbenders, man? Because you said it. Well, I ain't gonna ask. Let me stop, because I'll be hounding your ass.
Well, I'm gonna do a straight ahead album. You know, I've been actually. Well, I got actually. There's 2 projects I'm really amped for. I just got called 2 weeks ago. Kid Jordan, he was one of my teachers. Great. I mean, he's the guru of the tenor saxophone right now. You know, avant-garde cat, but he's amazing. You know, so he asked me to do a record with me. So I'm totally honored to do that. I mean, I've done a lot of records in my lifetime, recorded with a lot of cats, but this is gonna be something. I'm just, you know, it would be like if Sonny Rollins called you to record. You know what I mean?
Right.
It just, yeah. I mean, I'm beyond. I'm beyond honored. I don't even have words to put to that yet. So I'm really excited and looking forward to that project. And then I'm gonna do a jazz project under my own name. I'm touring with Titles right now, but I think it's going to be called Black Noise. I'm leaning, something in my heart's moving me that direction. So I'm writing some stuff for that. And as far as the stuff with Storm, I'm just gonna, we free flowing right now. We're bouncing ideas, and I'm trying to figure out how I want that to go.
Right.
I got a project with Perez getting ready to come out. It's always an honor to, work on his projects and, deal with Mark stuff.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, so, yeah. Me and Storm, that stuff is, that's like home base. Me and him know what we're doing.
Man, I need to start
I might just put it out one tune at a time like I did with Sam.
Right. I ain't going to act, so y'all get me hyped up and he gonna drop a couple of hints and shit, and I'm gonna be stalking y'all niggas. I'm on my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Also, there's a record coming out with Greg Bandy. I did a duo record with Greg Bandy, and for people who don't know who Greg Bandy is, which is a shame, because Greg Bandy is like Pharoah Sanders' drummer. He's one of the master elders. So I gotta finish. We're gonna go in and finish that record up. He played with Gary Bartz. He played with. And he's in Columbus, man, and nobody talks.
Well, he lives in Columbus.
Crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. He played with Rashawn Roman Curry. He played with all those cats. And he's just chilling in Columbus. I mean, he plays and works in New York.
Right.
It's just interesting how it's interesting. But anyway, yeah, like between him and Kid Jordan, because they're the elders.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Passing it on.
And when they pass on, that's why those records mean so much to me. You know what I mean? Because It's like, wow, I grew up listening to these cats, and now I'm recording with them. So yeah. That's my greatest, man. I played with David Fathead Newman, played with Benny Maupin from the Headhunters, Billy Harper, played with Lee Morgan. Man, I'm like those are the moments of all the accolades that I could ever get. There's no moments that I treasure more than that. Because it was like, wow, man, I'm sitting on stage next to the cat that I used to listen to these cats like records hours on end. And I'm like next to him right now. I can sit and talk to him, get accurate history. You know what I mean? Like that stuff to me is priceless.
Get the direct stuff. Question for you. When you hit the stage, and you start playing, what's going through your mind? I mean, cause when I sing you and Perez, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, boom. What's going through your mind? I mean, it's like, well, I know, I don't want to put it like that because it can't be one thing, but because once you got the tune, there's the how you say it? Improvise. I can't
improvisation.
Say. Right, that pops in. Once you get into that mode, are you listening to the music anymore, or is it just you just in the zone? For those that know what
I'm in the zone, man. Like for me, there's no time to think at that point. All that's out the window. I go in, I'm a blank slate. So I want to be a vessel from the ancestors on, in the spirit. So yeah, I try to meditate a lot to reach that feeling. The thing I do for me, I practice. So I practice usually 3 hours, 4 hours. And in that practice, and that practicing time just through the instrument or listening. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I might take an hour listening, and then I kind of meditate because I want to maybe transcendental meditation or something, but to get there's a certain feeling that I can feel in my body when I can pretty much cancel out everything and maybe I'm speaking to the highest or trying, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I do that, then when I get on stage, I'm trying to aim for that.
Okay. Hold on. That's the lightning strike from God. Listen. He dropping it. Y'all better listen. So go ahead. Will you finish?
No, I just said, I just try to get to that spiritual place, that's the most important thing for me. So if I'm thinking, or if I'm there, it's not as rewarding for me.
I understand.
As a player, and sometimes it's like that, and I don't fight it. But what my goal is, no, I'm usually blank for the most part. The only time I'm not blank if it's like new music and it's something that I haven't like totally prepared or completely made it me, where I have to, like, I'm on the ink and I'm not, and those gigs I don't like too much.
Right.
But it happens and I have to deal with it, and then maybe, the next time I play it, but once I get the music inside of me of what I have to learn, then usually I have to be free from that point on.
So family, let me say this.
Yeah.
He practiced the, I'll be telling y'all the 224 self-help process. He said he do at least 3 hours. You understand what I'm saying? At least 3 hours a day.
Sometimes I do more, man.
I already know that.
Sometimes I do 6 or 7.
You averaged out to the 3 hours. You averaged it out in your mind, because on some days you might do longer. So, Brother Kwame asked. He said, asked if he knew D Bird when he was playing a fairly regular gig in Cleveland from about 85 to 86.
Who's that now?
He want to know if you knew D Bird, the one you introduced me to. Bird. The what's his first name? You David Bird, Bird, BYRD. The one that taught at Oberlin. Hello? Oh, hell no. Family. Hello? Oh, that's some bullshit. We dropped the line, family. But hey, that means we have to invite the brother back. So, of course, Spreaker is still going. And it looks like this is still going. But everything here has appeared to drop. And that's that bullshit. Alright, but family, listen. I want to send shouts out to Brother Eddie. We will do this again. But I want y'all to go and listen back. Listen to some of the conversation. If you got some future questions that you would like to drop on us, hold on. He might still be on the line. Oh, now I'm on here twice.
This conference is being recorded by...
Yeah, hello? I think we got cut.
Yeah, I did. We got cut. So hold on, I need to drop one of these lines. Eddie, go ahead. All right, cool. So
yes, sir.
He wanted to know, Bird, B-Y-R-D, the one that you introduced me to. That talk
Donald Bird.
Donald Bird. He wanted to know did you know him when he played in '85 and '86 in Cleveland? You would have been pretty.
No,
you'd have been young.
I wasn't. Oh yeah, and I wasn't there. I was in the Midwest at that point.
Okay.
I met. Where did I meet Donald Bird? I met Donald Bird in Boston.
Oh.
Actually, when I was in Berkeley.
He could tell.
Bad brother though. Very very conscious cat.
Right. He could tell. He could tell you because I remember when I was talking to you. I play saxophone. I'm like, well, a lot of people play stuff, and then I started listening to your stories. I'm like, who? You heard what? You got private what?
Right.
What?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So far as your travels as a young person with the saxophone, how can I put it? So you going through school and playing saxophone, letting people know that you was playing an instrument. What type of resources were you connected to that kept you attached to the saxophone? Because in our community, because you came up in the home of a musician, you probably was shielded from a lot of the haters that would be like, you need to find a job. You can't make a living as a musician. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So what things kept you connected to the art and kept you away from just trying to do other stuff? Or did you go through that path of trying to do other stuff and then coming back? Or did you just stay with the saxophone your whole time? Because there might be some young person out there that might need this inspiration.
Yeah. I stayed with my instrument the whole time, man. I just had a desire, man. I worked two jobs when I was younger, like a kid, when I was younger, like in high school and whatnot. But I just had the desire for the instrument. So, I don't make Puff Daddy money or stuff like that. But
bruh, let me be honest with you.
Take care of what I need to take care of.
Right, Puff Daddy don't make Puff Daddy money. I'm just saying. So a lot of that shit is illusion.
Yeah, right.
I need, we need a song about.
But
hello? Go ahead.
The thing of jazz musician is like, cats don't, you're struggling artist and blah, 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 blah. No, I mean, Raw Girl said something. If you take care of the music, the music is going to take care of you. So whatever you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. And even if it wasn't, and I'm not by any means saying that I make great money. I make okay money. I can live comfortable. But even if it wasn't that, I would still, my desire would still be there. Because you still got to, even, and I'm not saying everything has been dandy, peachy clean or whatever. You go through ups and downs like in anything. But even when I'm in that down period, I'm practicing. It's not even about money or nothing for me. You know what I mean?
Right.
When I make money, I just give that I give it to my daughter. I rarely buy stuff for me. I buy little things and give it to who needs it. I don't care about money. I mean, the thing is, if I can make them happy and keep them cool, then cool. As far as I'm concerned, I'm trying to get to the place that I'm talking about where I meditate. That's always the goal for me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not monetary gain. Because the thing about jazz, I think this is for any black. really. Once you get into that place, the material stuff don't really matter to you that much. You're always looking for that place, that
high.
You know, and like I said, I can hear it. I can hear it in Terrace One. I can hear it in Nas. I hear it in Train. I hear it in Sonny Rollins. I hear it in Kid Jordan. You know, Donald Byrd. Any of those cats, man. As an example, you know, shoot, I hear it in, you know, all kinds of stuff. African music, you know, all kinds of stuff, man.
Yeah. Family is a feeling that you really, if you have never got it, you need to find where it is for you. Eddie has found it for him.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, the whole podcast for me, this type of stuff, doing the stories and doing stuff like this is, I get to get into the zone. And it is a healthy thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like, because when you do this type of stuff and you find what you love, you start finding out you get sick a lot less.
Yes, sir. Yeah, really. You know, You gotta find what you know. I was telling my daughter the same thing. It's like you gotta find what your zen is, what your passion is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I really think once you have that, and trust me, you're gonna, you know, outside forces, negative forces, and stuff like that, you're gonna present themselves to you in some form of fashion. It could be, you know, drugs. It could be all kinds of stuff, man. And it could take you off of your you know, off of your center. But if you have that foundation in that center, it's gonna keep you focused.
Yes, it will.
You know.
Yes, it will, because you gotta get back to it.
It's that foundation.
You gotta get back to it.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, like at the beginning. Like even where I'm at now, that's why I say I'm I'm far by a master. But like, you know, I'm even going back to like the stuff that I was checking out as a kid, you know, like reevaluating. Because to me, where I feel I'm at now with my age and everything, I'm kind of almost like at the halfway point.
Right.
So I think sometimes you go back and you reevaluate all the stuff that made you up to this point. And you go back reinvestigating that. You know what I mean?
Right,
and fine-tuning. You know, fine-tuning. Because you know how they say you're not a man until you're like in your 40s?
Right.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Dude, I can tell in my sound. I can listen to my sound at 20. I can listen to my sound at 30. And I can listen to my sound now. And I hear a big difference. Just in the sound projection. And, you know, that's why I tell cats, even younger, you know, people, artists listening, always go to your elders, man, because your mistakes are their memories.
Your mistakes,
you know what I mean,
are their memory. Y'all got that, right? Told y'all shots of mastery.
You know what I mean?
Your mistakes are their memories. Damn. Hold on. Oh, wait, where's it at? That was a strike from God. Y'all hear that? Your mistakes are your elders' memories. All right, but so...
you know, I mean, like, even now, you know, I thought Kid Jordan is, I want to say 82.
Right.
82. So, you know, I talk to him once a week. You know, there's certain things that I'm still, you know, learning.
Right.
You know, but I'm going back, you know, putting everything full circle, what made me me. Because now I got to understand it. 50s, you start refining. I think by the 50s, you start refining it.
Right. That's where I'm at.
You know what I mean?
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, you start refining it. And I look forward, you know, God, willing, I reach my 50s. I'm excited to see what it's going to sound like then. By the time I'm 80, I'm definitely excited, to see, because I can hear all the cats
Right.
that I loved and, was inspired by, like, by the time they're in the 80s, that's when the stuff starts happening. Because you have all that experience.
Right.
That's why I'm so looking forward. I'm looking forward to recording with Kid, because Kid Jordan's 81 now. I'm 46. So, yeah, man, it's gonna be a school. I'm gonna be going to school on record, but I'm at least have that record so I can listen to it,
right,
and gauge everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
right.
that's why this stuff is so important with the elders.
Yes, sir. Yes,
so,
sir.
Yeah, yes, sir. So yeah, that's it's always a continuous thing, man. And I think the 40s, that's kind of like where your own sound starts creeping in.
Right.
Like you kind of losing, trying to play like Coltrane or trying to play like any of your predecessors before. It's like they're kicking you out the house. They're like, yo, dude, you got to go build your own crib.
You got to find your own spot. You got to find your own space.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a very interesting period for me as an artist right now. But you know what? I kind of heard traces of it on the side.
You said you heard traces on what?
On Rasan.
Right.
Like when I go back and listen to that record, I'm like, okay, like I hear Eddie Bayard now. It's not as refined as I want it to be.
Right.
But I hear Eddie Bayard.
Constantly never any improvement.
Yeah, I don't hear Eddie Bayard trying to sound like, well, I never tried to sound like anybody, but I don't hear so much my influences as much anymore.
Good thing. Yeah. That's a good thing.
So that's a good space. So that's a marker. That record right there is a marker for me.
And I got it.
Definitely a good marker.
And I got it. Let's give it up for brother Eddie Bayard family. Give it up.
Hey man. Like, dude, thank you so much, bro.
Man, hey, I'm gonna be calling you again if you gonna have some, because I know some stuff is gonna be popping up, and we want to get a reparations song. I need a reparations theme song. So,
I got you, bro. Yeah, and the next time we talk, we need to talk about the cultural appropriation. Hey, did you see about that Robert Stewart thing?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
We need to go ahead. He's a bad man. That's a bad dude.
Oh man, he good.
I would like to get deep. I would like to get deep into his lineage of what he's talking about.
Do I hear a trumpet in the background?
Because you know why, man? It's happening in hip hop.
Oh yes, it is.
I see it in all forms of. I hear it in all forms of black music, man. I hear it in R&B. It is something that these younger artists
need to hear.
That are coming up, they need to hear this, bro, because this is our culture.
And we give it.
This is art. All of this stuff is ours, man. And we need to take back control of this stuff.
Yes, we do.
You know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be jazz. I mean, it's good to listen to our history. But you take that history and you put it into today.
Yes, sir.
No matter what it is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Like, and we have, but this, as long as we keep that root, we have to keep the root of the thing. You know what I mean? Never leave the root, man. But yeah, we definitely, I like to keep.
Oh man, after I listened to that, I was because when he started going through the descriptions of how individuals was living fat off of culturally appropriating our stuff, just the jazz. There's a lot of that happening.
Oh yeah.
So we got to get wiser, we got to get better, and we got to start having more conversations like this. So I'm gonna
Yes, sir.
I'm about to hit the sack because I got to get up in the morning for my
Do your thing,
adventure.
brother. And hey, man, we appreciate that you documenting all this stuff too.
Hell yeah.
What you doing?
But hold on before you go.
Yeah.
Was somebody playing the trumpet in the background? Y'all about to practice?
Yeah, that's for us. That's for us.
Yeah. Hey man. So hey, let me know if y'all gonna be having a jam here, man. Because I want to get there. I want to get there. All right.
Hey, I'll tell you what, man. I think we're going to be at Ohio Wesleyan in March with March Group with the string orchestra.
Mm-hmm.
You will have free tickets for that.
Y'all heard it here. Y'all heard it.
Yes, sir. So, yeah, I got you on that,
Yes, sir.
I got you on that.
So, fam, I'm gonna say good night. We are going to talk with Ed again, family. This is the first edition of Gye-Nyame Talks. We're gonna be doing interviews with thought leaders, with masters, with other musicians. But we started off this journey with Brother Eddie. Give it up for Brother Eddie. We out. Now.
Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you. Listen.
All right, brother.
You take it easy.
All right. We'll be okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Family, I want you to know that you are standing in the congregation of the mighty. This is the home of the stubborn minority, the place where your hustle builds muscle. You are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Media. This has been Gye-Nyame Talk, family, and I had Brother Eddie Bayard on the line. And of course, you know this is a Heart of a Summer production. We strive to blow up your old paradigm. Family, be sure to check out our e-course. You know what I'm saying? To help support what we do. We're not playing here. I'm trying to let y'all know we are not playing here. Gye-Nyame Journey. So here you go right here. Our e-course. As soon as I get this damn thing to work, come on. Touch screen. 1 minute is beautiful. Next minute is acting crazy. Go and check that out. All right. Also, you can check out the merch store. Family, I want to thank y'all for joining us. And like I said, if you have questions or comments, something you want me to go on and ask Eddie on our next interview, or even ask him during, you can go post it up and I will get the information to him. I want to thank each and every last one of you for taking the time now while we are live, as well as possibly in the future, and joining us right now on this new piece. Now, of course, you know there's going to be something written up on this in the newsletter, so hopefully you are on the Black Signal or you are on our email list for the e-course, where you will get your free e-newsletter from G&J. But family, as you can see, I am tired. I am pooped. Even my little Ty, I call him, his name is Little Ty. Show him some respect. You know what I'm saying? I am out. Hold on. So who just called in?
Am I the nice caller?
This is Brother Shaka. What's going on, Shaka? You got something you want to share before I go and hang up? You know, I was just interviewing Eddie. I just wanted to make sure I got him fully in. But we're gonna do something with all of y'all in a minute, because I want to get as many musicians as possible. He called and says he the night caller. No, you ain't the night. You the 7th and a half. We had a midget call right before you. That's not politically correct.
No, I just wanted to shout y'all. I called in earlier. My phone had died. So, man, you know, it is what it is. So I'll catch y'all on the next one.
Yes, sir. All right, family. This is Brother Hatim, and I am out. Peace.